Colin Spring is a Northwest artist that was a finalist at the prestigious Dave Carter Memorial Songwriting Contest at the Sisters Folk Festival. He's played in the past years at the Park Series as well as for the Sports Center. He's opened for the likes of Greg Brown, Chris Smither, and Fred Eaglesmith. So without further ado, please welcome Colin Spring.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You guys have been far too kind to me. You have tolerated me for 4 years. I appreciate it very much. It's always nice to come here. It's always a nice dichotomy here, you know. Last night I went and saw the music, you know, for a while, and I went down and watched the cage fights, and there are kids there, and I was like, this is a great family event, you know. Used to say a boxcar was my favorite friend, throwing my old army bag when it slowed round the bend. Used to see my future in the freeway mileage signs, like the girls at the fair, they can read your palms by trees and out the lines. Used to think I didn't have anything to lose, but you're making it hard to choose. Hey baby, you're making it hard to choose. Well, I used to thumb out to the coast, throw a blanket on the ground. My castles turned to sand again. Well, I turned back around. It's too cold in Minnesota. I was thinking Santa Cruz, but you're making it hard to choose. Hey baby, you're making it hard to choose. Well, lately I've been wondering, you've been thinking of me too. Hoping that you'd settle down so I could forget you. Well, it only made it harder when you called out of the blue. Well, you're making it hard to choose. Hey baby, you're making it hard to choose. I was down in Louisiana, getting water in my shoes, stuck halfway up 61 outside Baton Rouge. And I pondered there forever where the crossroads drew. You were making it hard to choose. Hey baby, you were making it hard to choose. With the options set before me, where to steer my soul, when the levee finally crashes down and you can't plug up the holes. Well, I always thought I'd come back, I had nothing left to prove, but you're making it hard to choose. Hey baby, you're making it hard to choose. Oh God, thanks for the water. I can't stress the importance now in this hot weather of staying hydrated. Children, always drink a lot of water. You'll feel better for it. It's healthy. It's a health alternative to Tang and all that other stuff that you guys drink. Wait. I'm not used to this. You know, I'm down from the Willamette Valley there in Corvallis now, and it's not this hot. Dry. Jeez. So Saw one of those, what do they call those things? Jeez, never mind.
I think there's some steps down here someplace.
I got some severe memory problems lately, I think. Alright, what am I going to play here? How about a virtual trip? Speaking of Oregon, how about a virtual trip to Seaside, Oregon? Don't worry, we'll only go there for about 4 minutes, then we'll head on back. Fire hydrant, that's what you call them. Today it was so dry I saw a fire hydrant chasing around a dog. Alright. I still got it, I'm a little slower, but I got it. Hear that whole thing? They just had that thing on the news today about, I guess it got a little overshadowed there with Michael and Farrah dying in the same week, but they just had these tapes came out that supposedly Hillary Clinton was pregnant during her candidacy for presidency there, and they had like a taped conversation. I was listening to it on the news. You hear Hillary calling up Bill. You know, she's mad. She's real mad, and she says, "Bill, you know what? I'm pregnant. I'm running for president right now. I can't do this. You know, why'd you do this to me? This is not the right time for me to be pregnant." And you hear this long pause, and you hear Bill say, "Who is this?" What a tough crowd. I got some CDs, but they're up here. Yeah. I'll throw them on the edge of the stage. Yeah, there they are if you're interested. I usually go 10, but you know, if you don't have a job, I'll go 5. All right. You're a sad, sad seaside town, and every time you let me down. Your carnival stars, your promises of prizes, your cackling blondes in all different sizes, and your pinball lights, and your elephant ears, and your Budweiser posters, your cocaine mirrors, your tank top boys, and your bloodthirsty cops, and your kitchen memorabilia at the corner shops. You're a sad, sad seaside town, and every time you let me down. And your cougars that prowl the hotel bars, your small-time crooks in big-time cars, and your wooden piers stripped to the guts, and your acid wash on amphetamine butts, and your cover charges at the tourist place for cover bands with lousy taste. You're a sad, sad seaside town, and every time you let me down. Your sand and your surf, your gray boardwalks, and your fishing boat side alone ramshackle docks, by loyal order of the moose, and a pizza joint in an old caboose. Your saltwater tabby, your homemade fudge, and the turnstiles you push that will not budge, and your change machines, well, won't take my buck, and the rebound clack of an air hockey puck in a sad, sad seaside town. Well, every time you let me down. And your middle-aged couples on the verge of divorce, ran oceanside views at the last resort, propeller gout seals in aquarium tanks where the registered girls don't say please or thanks, and Disneyland extra large oversized shirts and spoiled brats scream till the frequency hurts, and carousel speakers prove the Doppler effect, and checkerboard diners are too brightly lit, and cooks in the alley on cigarette breaks, chips and Velveeta in paper boat plates. Someone ate something that gave them the runs. Rickshaws pedaled by burned out beach bums, and I got a penny stamp souvenir, oh, just to prove that I was here in a sad, sad seaside town where the autumn comes and you're shutting down. Thank you. I told you we'd all go there for a second, we'd come back. Here we are, right back in Yakima. Thank God we got out of that place. I always say if you gotta go to Seaside and you're sitting there, you're 5 miles from Astoria, go choose Astoria. If I can impart any wisdom, that's it. Oh, dang it. This is a song, yeah, if anybody is interested in CDs, I used to just tell people that they should just buy a CD, but lately I've been feeling guilty of telling them that the CD is really old and that none of these songs are actually on it. I guess I used to be more of a shuck and jive guy. This song is on the old CD, but the guy that it's about passed away, so I updated it, and I'm still working on it here a little bit. It's the guy was my stepfather, who was many things. He was a great carpenter, you know. He was a logger for a while, and he was a horrible, horrible, horrible drug runner. He tried it once going to Mexico, and he failed miserably. He brought my mother and I with, too. He thought that would be a good idea, a good cover. So the point is, I've been put to jail in Mexico twice, and the second one was my fault, I'll admit, but the first one was my stepfather's. All right. The first time I shouldn't have done what I did, man. That was wrong. James and Hunter Brown, where they cut their teeth in a Tucson town. Hunter was wiser and a little bit older when they started running dope across the border. Hunter had to cool it down, well, I got that feeling in his bones, but the money was too good to walk away, so Evan carried on alone. Might sound wrong just to bring a young bride and your child along, but you need a good cover when the lines are drawn, when you're running dope in a Culiacan. And just a boy of 3 or 4 and 14 kilos in the panel door, outside the dogs and guns, when Evan James made his last run down the Culiacan. Whoa, Culiacan. Don't look out to the sides, keep your dark glasses on when you're running dope in a Culiacan. Everywhere they went down hard, it's called a black-eyed mercy to a prison guard. His wife and child in a one-room slum, oh, back beneath that Tucson sun. And Evan, he spent years down there in a cell with a gay millionaire who crashed a plane load full of blow on the Mexican side of El Paso. And the things that Evan saw must pale to a room full of dealers with a balance and scale. His young bride sent him prayers in the mail, though trying to raise the money to post his bail from a Culiacan. Oh, Culiacan. when you can't see the desert through the dollar signs in the early morning dawn. There's a place to where you can't turn back, to where the mailboxes creep to the railroad tracks. They're hitching right out of that mess. They're all looking for a new address. All through the prison yard where the peddlers spit out grapefruit hearts, as if to make a mighty tree sprout out from that dusty sea. It's been years and heaven's passed on. You can save your judgment for kingdom come. Well, they never backed a coward from anyone. He must have learned that lesson down in Culiacan. And he was freed while the world turned strange, and his young bride said he had changed. Well, the millionaire, well, he died of AIDS, and Hunter moved a family back to the plains. And even I resisted fatherly charm when my moods had grown like a jailbreak alarm. Well, I only know now it never meant no harm. You gotta carry your own fate in your two arms. But I think about them when I'm down south. The saguaro blooms are coming out. If the dead are prone to take on forms, and heaven would be that thunderstorm over Culiacan, oh Culiacan. Stuck in time and the outside world just keeps on keeping on. Culiacan, oh Culiacan. Sometimes don't it seem like all the renegades are gone? Oh, thank you, thank you. It's all true, it's all true. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, what do we got now? So many things. Thanks, you guys. It's great being here. As always, played at the Sports Center last night. It's always nice to witness the mating rituals of young yakomaniacs. They gotta learn how to breed somewhere. Apparently here the mating ritual is that you wear a baseball cap and you make a lot of noise. Where the mission bombs are hungry, they got nothing left to eat. With the seagulls circling overhead on San Francisco Street. And everyone I know has been here longer than they please. We're blown off course from the coast on a wayward breeze. Me, I've been here too long to just scavenge in the ground. Too old to be so wild and free, too young to settle down. And I wasted my best years in all these downtown bars, where the regulars remember what to put them where they are. Searching for my inner peace in a triangle of truth, between an 8-ball bank, a highball glass, and a girl in a naga hat booth. Well, I blew in on the whisper of a young girl's love, back before I ever knew what it was made of. How it warmed on the sidewalk on a hot summer day, how it cooled in the winter and melted away. Well, I was just another refugee down at that lost and found. Too old to be so wild and free, too young to settle down. And I wasted my best years in all these downtown bars, where the regulars will tell you what to put them where they are. Searching for my inner peace in a triangle of truth, between an 8-ball bank, a highball glass, and a girl in an alcohol booth. I was waiting for directions just to fall right in my lap, sitting in a parking lot trying to refold the map. I knew every song on every jukebox and every bar in town. I was too old to be so wild and free, too young to settle down. And I wasted my best years in all these downtown bars, where the regulars will tell you what to put them where they are. Searching for an inner peace in a triangle of truth, between an 8-ball bank, a highball glass, and a girl in an alcohol booth. Hey, I got a new one. This is always great news when you get a new one. You know, you get all excited. Also, announcing that you have a new one also gives you an out if you mess up the new one. I would say if I were a weather forecaster, there's about a 70% chance that I will succeed in this new one. But we're all friends here, so you guys have tolerated me in the past, and I doubt if I really blow it, you'll turn your backs on me, but perhaps you will. Well, she can't even remember the last time that we spoke. We drove 100 miles into Hopi land for packs of discount smokes, and I knew that I was batting way out of my league. She was a twisting up a Michoacan, steering with her knee. We were running from the rain, running from the rain, coming down like cats and dogs on reservation strays. There were tempests brewing in our minds, but we never dove that deep. We just kept it on the surface, rocked ourselves to sleep out amongst the mesas where the ravens pick at bones, just apart the clouds a while from the dreariness back home. We were running from the rain, running from the rain, coming down like cats and dogs on reservation strays. Turquoise stamp said the changes in the air. I said, you crazy man, well all I see is a jet contrail up there. Went out the blue and the sky let loose. The collegiate turned to mud. We danced around in the deluge, somehow grateful for that flood. We were running from the rain, running from the rain, coming down like cats and dogs on reservation strays. And I felt like something new between us was born in that lightning strike. Well, it smoldered on the desert floor, but it never did ignite. And if now she has forgotten, well, it's just her way to cope.
I can see her still standing there with the t-shirt soaked. She's still running from the rain, running from the rain, coming down like cats and dogs on reservation strays.
I wrote that song because I got peer pressured into joining Facebook, which, you know, I didn't want to do it, but then everybody else seemed like they were on it, and the first thing my old girlfriend from high school wrote me, and then I tried to go through some of the memories that we had together, and she said that high school was so miserable for her that she'd forgotten everything. Apparently she did remember that we had dated at some point, but she didn't remember anything else. It was boring, you know? You get excited about reconnecting with somebody because you can share these memories, and then they can stimulate your own memories and stuff, and she didn't remember anything, you know? It was real drag. Who needs her, man? And then I was like, why did I join Facebook? So if somebody gets a hold of me and they don't remember anything? Jeez. All right. What else we got here? Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Actually, I should have kept on dating her. It's a perfect girl that doesn't remember anything. Women remember. They know. They know when you're up to something.
She tempted Adam in the garden of fruition. So was born that womanless scorn that changes like the weather condition. Poor Adam found himself right with indecision. He was at the mercy of a woman's intuition. Well, Adam, he was getting bored and he wanted to cut loose. Well, he tried 1,000,000 times, but I could not call it truce, and he never sowed his wild oats. That was his excuse. He'd been crucified 1,000,000 times, but never with an emperor. Went home with easy penny. Well, he knew he could not lose. Telephone starts ringing and you know it's gotta move. So he went down to that boardwalk just to make some time with a blondie all in spandex when Eve comes jogging by. He went down to the Mad Italians, had a Boilermaker about to drop when Eve comes walking in. And it's like those good times stop, and the Holy Ghost beside him said, you look like you've seen an apparition. No, he said, I've seen the power of that woman's intuition. Well, he went to ask the Buddha, said it might be your nutrition. And he went to ask the priest behind that blind partition, and the Paiute vodka that could stop a bullet's volition. And even he was no match for a woman's intuition. Well, he went to ask Mohammed, well, way back in that cave, he said even that white burqa can't help the mind behave. Do you think when I'm back here I don't wonder what I'm missing? Well, one cannot philosophize with a woman's intuition. There's dictators all in prison for all their heinous crimes. Well, that that don't amount to the treason in her mind. Even Zeus on that mountain couldn't teach Aphrodite to listen. She said, don't tell me what to do, oh man, I got a woman's intuition.
Oh, thank you. That's the guy that made me stay up too late last night. Boy, oh boy. I knew it. I give in too easy to temptation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Don't threaten me. I was just checking time, but it appears I got 2 new messages. How are we doing on time? What am I looking? 5 minutes? If you're each holding up 5, do I count them singularly or do I count them as 1? All right. Because that's about as high as I can count. Actually, the truth is 21, but I got to be completely nude. All right. Well, you know, this is another new one. I haven't played it in front of anybody yet, and which means it might be lame, but, you know, we'll give it a whirl. You never know these things until you play them in front of somebody.
There's a truck overturned in Calexico, 14 migrants inside, 14 crosses on the freeway, just on the California side. But you're not gonna find compassion in the words of a Minuteman. They left that back in the marshy box when it came back from Vietnam. And you can pick at the gaps in the border as you kick the dirt with your boot. But to pick at the poor for just being poor, well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit. You're picking at low-hanging fruit. And take Maria Rosales. Well, her baby was born last May. She's cutting applets and cutlets over 3,000 miles away. Did you think she was coming to Eden just to work 13 hours a day? Well, it's boom when we'll take her, what's bust we forsake her, for taking what we want away. And you can pick out the bull market whip as he straightens the tie on his suit. But to pick at the poor for just being poor, Well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit. Well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit. There was a place in the Yakima Valley in the 1970s, and the Mexican station put a song in rotation just to warn when immigration was on its way. And there'd be nobody working in the kitchens and the orchards or the fuel pump stations that day. Well, that town was a ghost town in a forgotten western at the cinema's midday matinee. And they picked at Saint Cecilia with a death song to God absolute. But to pick at the poor for just being poor, well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit. Well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit. No one blames the real estate developers who lit out our landscape with trash. If you huff and you puff, well, the houses will fall. Well, they don't really build them to last. We can blow on the horn of plenty, never touching our lips to the reed. Well, they crack and they burn till the winds finally die, and then they chap and they burn and they bleed. You can pick on the sun just for blazing on the backs of the destitute, or the system we have for arranging what we keep and what we prostitute, or the voice that we have ever changing in our quest for a happiness pursuit. But to pick on the poor for just being poor, well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit. Well, you're picking at low-hanging fruit.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Appreciate you all hanging out. Guys, there's a whole bunch of music coming on here soon. If you want a CD, you better get me quick. I gotta go back to Corvallis here pretty soon. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
On spring, everyone. Thank you, Colin. And if he's going back to Corvallis, it does mean you need to buy a CD so he can get there. It's
Well, I
hard
always
money.
talk people out. Oh, sorry. I always talk people out of it. I always say, well, you don't want one because it doesn't have the songs on there. But it's good. It's good.